no other movie that I've seen has inspired me to want to be a chubby white girl as much as this movie has.
Well, normally you're inspired to be in a chubby white girl, so now I guess
this is how
become one.
This is how this is different.
Was it because she was hanging around with a little lollipop sucking white girl who, later on ended up with, Captain Blackness? Is that what's doing it for you?
Yeah, you usually got to go through a gatekeeper sometimes, and that was my way in. Yeah.
I don't even know where we're going here.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm just like, he's so pleased with himself.
No, I'm just laughing about stuff.
I mean, come on, it was a race.
One of us. I'm sorry, bend that up a little bit more. There you go. Go ahead.
Come on, this was a race. It was one of us was going. We were both sitting there going, okay, I gotta crack the white girl joke with Corey first. I gotta be the first one to break that ice. Yeah.
And normally I'm letting one of you guys take that because I'm like, that's been beaten to death. But when you watch a movie like Hairspray, it's just so obvious you can't help but comment on it.
Well, what blew my mind is I've seen the trailers for this, and everybody's thinking the same thing. It's like, oh, it's that movie with John Travolta where he dresses up as a woman, and then you walk into it and it's like, wait, this is like if Remember the Titans were a kitschy 1950s musical. It's really freaking bizarre.
I suppose it is. I mean, I'd never seen the original movie, so I didn't know how much it dealt with, integration and how much it dealt with integration and civil rights. So that was a pleasant surprise, even though it did take a bizarre turn, and we got to find out that it wasn't so much a bunch of hard-working, struggling black people who overturned things, but a short little white girl. It's always the white people that give us the rights. What's up with that?
Well, what was amazing was I finally, I got to admit, I don't know my civil rights history. I thought I did. I thought I knew the history behind the civil rights movement. Little did I know that it was a white girl that gave y'all the idea to start marching and have peaceful protests.
Oh, yeah, we keep her statue hidden from y'all.
Yeah, because I always thought it was people like Martin Luther King and, Malcolm X who inspired the people to rise up and demand civil rights and civil liberties. But no, it was a fat little white girl who apparently can identify with being black because it's just like being overweight.
Well, of course, man. I mean, Medgar Evers wasn't real. We made that up. Think about that name, Medgar Evers. Come on, should have been a clue.
Yeah. We got a statue of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X holding hands with this chubby little white girl.
Was it hands that they're holding? Because I think I've seen that statue on the internet.
No, man, you make a good point though. It is sort of like it's okay to be different, and I'm like, black people are human beings. We're really not so much different. It's like,
what do you mean different? What are you talking about?
We compared to a weight problem. You're right.
Well, this was the '60s when that was the issue. What's funny to me is, by the way, we never mentioned we talking about the musical Hairspray. That's okay. It's the movie that's based on the musical that's based on the movie. Man, these things are just getting weird the way this goes.
I know.
Like with the producers, it's like, how many times are we going to circle around with this?
Yeah, they make a musical out of anything, but this was good. I think this is, look, I don't know how y'all feel, and I'm going to go out on a limb to be made fun of, but what the hell? Y'all already made fun of me about white women. This is probably the most entertaining movie I've seen this summer.
Oh, I second that.
I think you're both on crack by saying the most entertaining movie. I did enjoy it, but I wouldn't say it's the most entertaining movie this summer.
As a whole package, I mean, this was really crowd pleasing, and I was a part of that crowd that just felt the rush of it. I mean, it was really fun.
I know I'm gonna regret this, but what would you say was more entertaining?
Come on, there was a.
Oh, okay.
Pick one.
No. What entertained me more? God, Transformers.
Oh, dude, come on! That was like the dumbest movie I've seen.
That was the first movie I mentioned. I was going to mention a ton. I loved 28 Weeks Later. I loved. God, I'm blank. I love Pirates of the Caribbean 3. I really loved that one. I know you guys didn't. I loved Ratatouille. I loved. There's really. I mean, I've got to think about all the movies that came out this summer because I've enjoyed quite a few of these movies. I know you guys have been pretty down on the summer, but there have been some really good movies that have come out.
No, you're right. From that list you mentioned, I mean, 28 Weeks Later, Ratatouille. I don't know if you saw Harry Potter, but Harry Potter.
Not yet.
Okay, well, this is in that category for me. This is like the top echelon of summer movies.
Now, what surprised me was, it is really entertaining. I got to say, I hate musicals. There are those flukes like Dreamgirls where they come out of nowhere and it's like, wow. But as much as I hate musicals, I can't hate this one. Now, it's not, I don't love it. I got bored during some of the music. I mean, during halfway through most of the songs, I was like, okay, get back to the talking. Because anytime it wasn't musical, it was genius. It was hilarious. Everybody was amazing. They had assembled such a great cast, and that cast gave their all. People, even the smallest roles, like Allison Janney as the mother of Amanda Bynes, was hilarious every scene she was in.
Yeah.
Queen Latifah, who they barely gave anything to do, was magnificent. James Marsden, oh my God, gay Cyclops. He was awesome. He was hilarious. I
love that guy.
No, James Marsden was great. I mean, the guy, I don't know if he comes from a dance background, but I can't help but see him as Cyclops. This is the first time where I thought, like, hey, this dude ain't Cyclops. He's he's an actual personality. And he was, man, I was just amazed. He's one of my favorite characters in that movie.
No, he is.
And John Travolta, I was prepared to just groan when I saw him, but John Travolta was really good.
Okay. I got to ask. Was I the only one that had moments where I forgot he was a man under there?
No, that's what I'm saying. I did not. I mean, I did. I did.
This is like my only negative thing about the movie was like I thought John Travolta was great in the musical numbers, but in the acting and the talking parts, he was doing that weird like his idea of a Southern accent or whatever region the country
was a Baltimore accent.
But his accent, did you notice how his accent wasn't like anybody else's? It wasn't a Baltimore accent. It's accent. It's something that he does on his own where he try to talk like this. I'm like, dude, that's not working for me.
I thought he was supposed to be like a caricature or an exaggeration of that. So that's how I took it.
It wasn't really working for me. I mean, to be honest, to me, I was like, well, once getting past the shock of seeing him in the fat suit, it was really too distracting. I couldn't not remember that he was a man in a bunch of latex.
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
There were moments where I just totally forgot. But, you know, as much as it was weird and disturbing, how can you top a scene in which John Travolta and Christopher Walken sing a love song to one another?
That was one of the best moments.
Man, yeah, this movie has some really amazing parts. And regardless of what you think about John Travolta, all I know is Eddie Murphy is standing somewhere pissed off, mad because somebody stole his thunder. You know, somebody in a fat suit making a movie without me.
Well, this is the first time where this is the first time where you're going to have critics say, oh, wow, you know, that's incredible. That's, you know, fat suit comedy can work. How did we not know that Eddie Murphy was blazing a trail, not just making crappy movies? He was blazing a trail for skinny male actors to play fat women in movies for the rest of their lives.
Well, I don't think they really had to put that much of a fat suit on John Travolta. He's getting there.
Well, you know, but come on. Can you imagine had this happened a few years ago? Maybe Queen Latifah could have been spared last holiday or bringing down the house. We could have had John Travolta instead playing all of her terrible roles.
Eddie Murphy.
That is what we need next. We need a white guy in a black woman fat suit.
That's the... Now, slow down there, Chief. You know, civil rights don't come that quickly, okay? We white people, we need to take our time and slowly earn the right to play black roles.
No, you're right, because you guys, when you have your magical Negroes, you want them to be pure blood Negroes.
That's what, you know, the one thing I've got to say I really enjoyed about this movie, what really won me over was just how damned irreverent it was about race. I mean, it just threw it all out there. They went further than it's so hard to explain because you look back at, you know, that era and you see, oh my God, you know, they had, you know, different water fountains and they had signs saying, you know, whites only, and they decided to take it a step further and like have them on TV with a rope separating them.
I know.
But when that black kid pulls out the switchblade, I lost it. I was like, wow, they are just going all out on this.
But toward the end, it was just like all bets were off, and they just went for it with everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, I really did love the movie, but I don't know. It stopped just in time because the ending was getting crazy. It was getting ridiculous, like just a little bit too silly.
Almost like it was a musical or something.
Well,
almost like the pirate movie where they come out at the end and give me a happy ending.
See, that's why I could accept it because it is a musical comedy. But even for a comedy, it was going a little bit too wild. You know, they got the monkeys. Okay, I probably should say that. I was going to say they got the monkeys back in the cage before it got to
Come on, man.
And no, I didn't. Okay,
dig yourself.
And I really did not mean it. But no, they stopped it before it got too wild.
You know, I mean, Carlisle's right. In any good musical, they get crazy at the end. It's time to pull out all the stops and just go for it. You got fireworks and yeah, even monkeys running around. And I got to say, I loved all the songs, and as much as I thought I would get bored in some of them, I really dug them a lot more than I expected, except for that last number where it just went on too long, where they just start pulling up everybody in the cast. Mm-hmm. Okay, now you come on up and sing a verse. And I'm like, next is going to be like, hey, guy in the third row, you got up here and sing a verse.
Hey, janitor, put that broom down. Come on over here.
Hey, can we bring back Jerry Stiller for a verse?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's no. And that's what I was going to mention. For those of you who probably don't know history about for those of you who don't know the history of this movie, which I don't, because I never saw the original, but it's a John Waters movie. John Waters bases all of his movies pretty much in Baltimore, and it's and I imagine that the original was probably a little more raunchy than this. Maybe.
You think?
I haven't seen
John Waters?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for the time that he made it, I mean, that's the thing about John Waters is, he was a maverick for his day with, pushing the envelope. But a lot of stuff he did back then, we look at now, is just pretty tame.
Yeah, it's probably, I mean, yeah. It was probably just the race that was in that movie that was like crazy, but today it's just like big deal. But, and Ricky Lake was the fat girl in the original.
Now, okay, this time it's Nikki Blonsky, who I'd never seen before, but I think she's amazing. She is
yeah.
so full of talent.
She's going to make an incredible talk show host.
Yeah.
I mean, in the future, when someone needs to sort out who their baby daddy is, she is going to do it with panache.
No, man, maybe, I don't know, but that's funny. Yeah, no, but she's amazing. And, I mean, we're sitting up here talking about her weight and everything, but she's a beautiful girl too. And I every time she's on the screen,
Corey,
stop it. Hey, see, Doc, stop it.
Come on.
I said nothing, did I?
You said my name. That's enough.
I said your name, Corey. I think we need to tone it down on the overweight white girl.
She's a beautiful girl.
I'm sure she is.
I wouldn't kick out of bed mainly because I probably couldn't get her to budge, but no, she's wonderful.
No, the cops would have to pull you out of
bed. All right, God damn it! Enough is enough. But no, I'd say full price for this movie. I loved it.
Full price.
I'm gonna say if you like musicals, full price. If not, matinee.
All right then.